Hey everyone, Eric Levick here. You're watching episode 457 of the show with the mental oddball shenanigans of yours truly, sometimes with a sentimental flair to the show. It's EML77 TV. How is everyone doing today? I want to touch base on yesterday's episode when Kobe Bryant passed away. Come to find out that his 13-year-old daughter Gigi was also was in the helicopter along with a family called the Alto Bellies. Ended up passing away. And that helicopter crash as well. And what I want to talk about today here is, I've been doing a lot of thinking, a little soul searching here. You know, sometimes when someone's death comes up, you do a lot of soul searching. And it was a rough day for the NBA. You know what I mean? Some teams, before their game started, they have opening tip-offs where each team took a 24-second violation, shot clock violation in honor of Kobe Bryant. And the referees kind of realized what's going on, so they went with it. So it was just honoring Kobe Bryant because he wore the number 24. What bothered me about this whole ordeal is some people online, on social media saying karma. And that's the one. And it bothered me because I was like, karma for what? In fact, a friend of mine, her boyfriend's sister said karma. Now, I can understand you don't like the individual or what that individual has done in the past, but let the past be the past, you know, let everything go. And I am disappointed, you know, because we're supposed to show our respects, because Kobe Bryant was not just a father, he was a husband, a cousin, an uncle, a brother, a son, a nephew, and a friend to his loved ones. While, you know, I kind of feel, you know, and just for somebody to say karma, you know, like, you know, listen, the person just died, and you still hate on the person because of their past. Now, I think it was because of the rape allegations, and that's the reason why. And I can understand, you know, I can understand you're upset, and you're angry at the person, but don't go being mean. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you hate the person, but I wouldn't go around hating people after they die. You know, I'm saying, listen. Because there's some people I've never gotten along with, but I never necessarily say I hate them, because I don't hate them. Sometimes I feel kind of sad, you know, for them, because it's like they don't understand what my life is all about. So it's like, okay. I mean, a former coworker I used to work with at Ruby Tuesday, Jeremy. I never got along with the guy. I mean, I don't hate the guy, but he's always working hard. You know, but I do respect him because he works ethic. He's always focused, always serious about his job. You know, he does have a little bit of fun, but he's always focused on his job. He's always focused on what he's doing, his prep work, and you gotta respect. And I respect that. I mean, I can understand that he doesn't like me. You know, he doesn't like. I don't care. You know, I'm not too worried about if people like me or hate me. There's people out there that hate me. There's people out there that like me. So what? So what if people hate me? You know, listen, I'm a weirdo. You know, he doesn't understand about my life. That's all. I always say this: if people do not like me or hate me, they don't understand anything about me. That was the main thing, you know. They don't understand what it's like to walk a mile in my shoes. That's why sometimes I get trolled on the internet all the time here, and sometimes I get trolled on off and on. I know that 2016, 2017, I got trolled on constantly, especially on here on YouTube. It's like none of these guys don't know what it's like to walk a mile in my shoes. So it's like. It was like, yeah, they hate me, so what? They don't understand anything about me. That's the thing, you know. You know, listen, I may hate the guy, hate Kobe Bryant as a competitor. I don't hate him. I respect him because he plays the game, he plays ball, he plays real hard. And he's won 5 championships with the Lakers. He's stayed loyal to his team. I gotta respect that. So, of the NBA, so to speak. You know, when Derek Jeter stayed loyal to one team, so did Kobe Bryant. He was,
and he brought the new intensity to the rivalry between the Celtics and Lakers with Paul Pierce when he was with the Celtics at the time. I know we beat him and the Lakers in 2008 for the 17th championship, and they beat us to get their 16th, in 2010. So it's, it was an enjoyable rivalry, But for those who talk ill of the dead, when a person just died, take in consideration their families. All right, what they're going through. I mean, I would not say anything except condolences and prayers to go to you, the family. It was like, how would you like it if somebody in your family, a loved one, passes away, and somebody from out of nowhere comes into the funeral home during a wake or funeral and starts lambasting the person laying in the casket in front of family and friends? Would you like that? I sure wouldn't. I mean, I would try to keep my temper in check and keep myself, just from knocking person out. I remember, my cousin Frankie, awesome kid he was, man. And when he died in 2017, I was, my heart kind of sank because he was an awesome kid. He went through, 10 years ago, he was arrested, which I don't talk about this often. It's like, this is my cousin, I was kind of shocked when I heard about that. I'm like, what? Not Frankie, because Frankie was always been a good kid to me, and he was always been a good guy to me. Really cool, really cool kid. But things happen. Nobody's perfect on this earth. I remember after that ordeal that happened with him, I remember running to him at Walmart with his mother, and he's got pads and pens, and he said, "I'm ready." So I asked him how he's doing, and he says he's ready to serve his time. And I said, "Listen, man, keep your head up, man." It was like, I've never been in jail before. I don't know what it's like, but what can I can't give him necessarily advice how to survive it, but I basically gave him a word of encouragement, saying, keep your head up, keep your head up, keep your heart up. Know that we're there for you, as far from your heart, spiritual. I'll keep you in my prayers, and just be strong. And that's why I call him, be strong. Keep your head up. You'll be all right. 3 years later, he was released, and his mother was excited, and everybody was excited. But this one woman, Ginger Gifford, who, despite lambasting, he deserves to be in jail. I don't know if it was a troll or not. I don't know. And my cousins laid into her. This Ginger Gifford person laid into her, and I end up agreeing with them. I'm siding with my cousins. Of course, the guy's family to us, right? It's like, you don't know. You're right. When somebody passes away and then somebody's like, oh, good, they're dead. That's disrespectful, man. That's disrespectful. I mean, I'm sorry. But, one thing is that I don't condone any crimes. I don't approve of any crimes that's happened, or, the person, all I gotta do is keep people in our prayers, man. Life is too short to lambaste anybody nowadays, to hate on people. And the cancel culture irks me. Cancel culture kind of sucks. Because, this person spoke out against the president. Let's cancel that person. Let's not let them, like when the Roseanne, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump. I'm not a big fan of politics. Politics is probably the worst thing that's ever happened. I hate to say it, it's probably the worst thing that ever happened, because the fact is that people talk politics with anybody, friendships, strife, division happen, friendships break up, strife and division happen, families don't talk to each other because, that's why, I always want, people say, why are you always talking about the 80s and 90s? Because there were better times than the crappy times that we had here. Okay? But it's like nowadays, I like social media, but social media can be the most toxic thing in the face of this planet. Because always is, people, wrestling fans complain, why is that person not on the Royal Rumble? Why is that, we hate Donald Trump. Yeah, you hate Donald Trump. Listen, I'm not a big fan of the guy either, but, we got to keep our government in our prayers. Not just our state government or city government, but the entire government in our country. You know, keep them all in our prayers. Instead of whining about decisions they have to make and all that. Listen, I'm guilty of whining some of the decisions that the politicians have to make. That's why sometimes I hate politicians. I hate, I don't, listen, I hate politics. It's like in all politics, most 95% of the politicians make some of the dumbest decisions in the world. Some made them out of fear, intimidation, what, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is like sometimes I want to go, oh my God, what in the world are they doing now? It's like, seriously? Folks, life's too short to lambaste each other, to turn your back on your families and your loved ones. I mean, you got to think about this, guys. Kobe Bryant's death has impacted not only just the NBA, but the entire entertainment. I mean, the Grammys paid a little tribute to Kobe Bryant. In fact, the Royal Rumble last night, they paid a little tribute to Kobe Bryant, for goodness sakes. I mean, just, good Lord. I mean, this guy basically changed the face of the NBA in the mid-90s, 2000s. Guy retired, what, a couple of years ago? 3 years ago? I mean, it just blows my mind that people get so angry and toxic and everything else is like, guys, come on. Listen, life's too short to be complaining about celebrities, complaining about politicians, complaining about the person you don't like. Dudes, and show respect for the dead. Don't lambaste it, oh, I'm glad that person's died. Just stay away from social media if you're going to be like that towards people. I'm sorry. It's sad that people act like this, and it just breaks my heart. You really want to go an all-out caps lock and start lambasting the person who wrote that horrible tweet or horrible post, and it's like, come on, people. But what if somebody in your family passes away? And some random dude comes flying in out of nowhere to the funeral home for a wake and funeral and start lambasting the person laying in the casket in front of loved ones, family, and friends. How would you like it if I did that? You wouldn't like it. You would want to punch me in the face. That's how bad you would hate me at that point. I don't want that for you. I don't want somebody coming in and do that on you. Please, Kobe Bryant, listen. What happened with the rape allegations against him and all that, I don't condone it. But he did settle things, and he did settle things. They got some money out of it. That's over. It's in the past. Kobe Bryant has made a difference in the community, in basketball. He's a great human being, very well-respected human being, well-respected player. A lot of basketball players nowadays look up to the guy, try to pick his brain a little bit, get advice. I mean, LeBron James is one of them. LeBron James. To me, the pressure's on him now because he's the face of the NBA now. And he's on one of the biggest franchises in NBA history, and that would be the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, being a Celtics fan, I've always respected, Kobe Bryant. Didn't have to like the guy, but I've always respected him because he plays hard. He plays the game. He had a great rivalry with Paul Pierce. And, to me, him and Paul Pierce is like Bird and Johnson back in the day. Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, for those who don't know. And I discussed this with my friend Kevin Henry last night. I said, hey, when Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan was the face of the NBA besides Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. When Michael Jordan retired, Kobe Bryant, at the young tender age of 18, stepped up to the plate and said, hey, give me the basketball. I'll lead the way. It's like give the ball to Michael and get the heck out of the way. Like give the ball to Kobe and get the heck out of the way. That's what, a lot of NBA players looked up to the guy. It's amazing. It's amazing how people can be very toxic on the internet and say, oh, karma. Come on. Really? Really? Just remember what he's done on the court. Forget what happened off the court. Just remember what he's done, how much an impact he made in the NBA. So life's too short. And listen, if a loved one dies, hug your loved ones. Tell your families how much you love them. Don't act bitter and turn your backs to your families. Don't try to change your past. You can't change your past, but you can strive for a better future. I've always said this time and time again. We cannot change the past, but we can work for a better future. And that was not an original quote from me. Just to let you know that. It was a line from Power Rangers Wild Force. When the Time Force Rangers and the Wild Force Rangers worked together to defeat the Mutorics. And Rancic had a moment when he apologized to all the Rangers for what he's done in the past. And Jen told him, we cannot change our past, but we can work for a better future. And that's what happened. And because of that, Rancic is cured. He's now a human being. And, sometimes, people can change. And listen, I make mistakes. I ain't perfect. Never have been, never will be. All right? I'm not the ideal, good-looking guy. Look at me. I don't have a girlfriend. So what? I'm not crying about that. It's like a girlfriend ain't going to make a bit of a difference to me. If I get one, great, wonderful, praise God. But I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just worried about, trying to do a good job here. I'm worried about whether or not I should stick with this job and try to find a new one. I'm worried about staying loyal to the Lord Jesus Christ, and that isn't easy. Being part of the world, just being on this earth isn't easy either. And you want to preach the gospel, but what cracks me up is that you see people trying to preach the gospel, and they go and they turn to 180 Samuel L. Jackson. You see this crazy lady in a meter store. Is it a meter store? No, it was sort of like a Walmart store, and this crazy lady comes up because talks about the Lord, talks about Jesus Christ as the Lord in person. You think you need help and all that. And I'm trying to help you, mother effer. And then she goes and transforms into Samuel L. Jackson. It's like, oh my goodness me, come on. That's not how you want to preach the gospel. And sometimes, and like I'm sitting there going, and it's like so many stuff is going on in this world. It's like people are crazy, man. It's like, yeah, you need Jesus, but not shove the Bible down anyone's throat. Just set the example, huh? There's people out there that believe in God and don't believe in God. Hey, listen, whatever, As long as you like me and I like you, that's all that matters. So as long as you respect me, I respect you, and I set that example, that's just fine, Listen, nobody's perfect. Bottom line is, guys, life is too short. It's about time we stop being toxic towards one another and start being loving towards one another. The Bible says love your neighbor. Or love your enemies, bless them and curse you. I don't have a whole lot of enemies, and I know I got a whole lot of trolls, and I block them because I don't want their toxic comments affecting, it's like, I want to protect them, and I want to protect my family. Because, there's safety precautions, and sometimes I have to block them. It was the only choice I have to make. Safety precautions, you know what I'm saying? It's not because I hate these people. I don't know these people. I don't know these trolls. I don't know what they go through. But, all I know is they want attention. And that's why I've had to block a lot of good folks. A lot of folks. Sometimes, I feel bad. But sometimes at the same time, you got to realize that you got to protect not only just yourself and your, in your heart and your mind and your brain, your soul, but you have to protect others as well. That's what I feel that I need to do. So it's more of a protection thing, not a personal thing, But, listen, love is the answer. God is love. Love has always been there. It's not just to have romantic love. It's just, hey, like family, agape love, I've always believed that we should all be loving one another instead of hating each other, being toxic and, and vile towards one another. That's not, being toxic and vile, that's not right. We shouldn't be that. We should be loving, caring, Yeah, sometimes we're having bad days and we're not in a good mood or anything like that. But, sometimes there's situations in our lives that can't be resolved one way or another between two people, There's a lot of things going on in my family's life right now, and I cannot divulge of what that is. I have respect for my family, but I know God always has a way to working things out. And I've always believed that to this day, There's lots of good people out there. Whether they believe in God or not, I've worked with a lot of good people. I worked for a boss one time who was an atheist. But I respect him because he was a good worker. He was a good worker. He was a good general manager, and him and I are still friends to this day. You know, and I don't care if he believes in God or not, but he's in my prayers. I've always prayed for him. I always prayed for my workplace and my coworkers to make sure they have a good day. You know, give them wisdom and strength and courage, and I've always done that. You know, I've always been. I apologize if I felt like I'm shoving the Bible down your throats, but I'm not. It's just basically what I'm trying to say here is that life's too short, guys. Just be who you are. Just be loving, be caring. You know, love is strong. Love is the strongest weapon that we ever had. It's the ultimate weapon. Forget guns and knives. Forget machine guns. Forget pit bulls. Forget anything that could be a threat physically to one's life. The biggest weapon that can destroy all evil is love. My personal opinion is love. Not just God, not only just love, it's agape love, God's love. Love for one another. Love for each other, love and respect. Heck, you know, it's not easy to love your enemies. Believe me. The Bible says love your enemies, bless them, and curse you, man. And believe me, life is not easy. To stay strong. Love is strong. Strong love. That's what it's all about. Love is strong. Strongest weapon ever. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. Well, that's it. That's all the time we have on episode 457 of EML77 TV. I hope this speaks to you guys, encourages you guys, and hopefully I get back to the entertaining craziness that I once had. So I think I'll do that on the next episode. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out. God bless. And hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right? And be strong. Be strong in love. Love comes from within here. In here, in your heart. Blessings to you all. Peace.